Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jetta, and today we're gonna build an apartment building in The Sims 4 based on a piece of art. I came across this picture on the internet called Living Alone from this artist, whose name I don't know how to spell. I'll link his Instagram profile in the description. Definitely pay a visit. Let's get started. I had to find a lot that is on the smaller side, narrow, and in a neighborhood where apartment buildings make sense. I know it won't be a real apartment building, but if you have the for-rent pack, you can separate each apartment and really move in 4 families. I'm using the city living windows and doors because those ones are the closest in style. The whole building will be on the more modern side, with maybe some eco-lifestyle items or the dream decorator furniture. We'll see. I decided that the best way to fit everything in is to have the tiniest possible bathroom. Some room separation from the side where there are no windows, and an upper floor that will belong to the first apartment. All of the apartments will have the same layout. Some of the neighbors may have renovations, slight little alternations, but first I'll copy everything. And how we even ended up here? As soon as I saw this picture, I knew I want to recreate it in The Sims. I love the style, the colors, the different themes going on in each room, and the message it sends, that I personally read as we may be living separately and think that we are alone, but we are still in this together. We may have different hobbies, personalities, yet are connected somehow, without noticing it. We are all just people living our best lives next to each other. It may not be the correct way to interpret it, but this is my take. And while looking at it, I realized that some of the items reminded me the ones from the game, so I wanted to try my best to do it justice. We have the base ready, now it's time to pull together the outside. This part is free. I do what I feel like suits the environment, play with it a little, trying to make it realistic, playable. This is what art is for, in my opinion. To sparkle emotions, motivate to do something, even as small as to inspire to get creative in a game as The Sims. I like to layer the greenery, always do that if you can, it makes the environment look so much more alive. Let's start with the flooring, which seems to be light wood. Then we can separate the bathroom, because we are done copying the rooms. The walls on the picture are yellow with white trim. Our bottom trim won't be visible, because we lifted up the whole room on a platform, but it's okay. The main item here is the exercise bike, which we do not have in the game, so the person living here will get a similar exercise equipment for cardio. The TV is essential too, and I can force a bike to be on a wall simply by lifting it up with the 9 key, pushing it back a little. Is it sticking out of the wall on the other side? Yes. Do I care? No. I first want to pack the place with the items from the picture, and the balcony has some kind of a ball. I'm not sure if it's safe to size up a soccer ball like this, so maybe a decorative item will better fill in the role. But what just looks like a ball? Yarn? It sounds crazy, but let's go with it. The actual football can go somewhere else in the house. Let's put the kitchen in this corner. I want to use these simple counters because they look contemporary and that fits the environment so far. What kind of chairs would a fitness person have? To fit everything into the bathroom, I need to try this hack I found online. You push the toilet as far to the side as you can and add this base game sink basically into the wall. I don't know why the texture is glitching, but it won't affect the outcome. Fingers crossed, so it works! Here comes the decorating. The picture is from the gallery, so it counts as a base game item. This rug could also be used for exercising. And this side table looks like a snowboard. I want to try decorating the wall with some slats and greenery, so we have something more than just a single bike mounted there. The cabinets felt too much, so I'm using this trick with the curtain rods that look like shelves. It's a more sleek design. Since the theme of the second floor is like indoor camping, and we don't have a teepee in the game, I'll improvise. This blanket fort actually looks like a tent, and we could just place a frameless bed under it so it just looks like a mattress, but it's fully functional and comfortable. We just need to put a rug underneath and call it a day. The next thing on the picture is a round table and a big jungle-style plant. We can compare a few so we know what options we have. And we have an obvious winner. I hope you agree with me on that. We have enough space for a desk and a computer. Although a sporty, outdoorsy person wouldn't have a big one in my opinion. And let's bring in the hanging plants from the first floor to tie the place together nicely. Another picture from the gallery, and this arrow is kinda funny, showing the way to the bed in case you wouldn't notice where it is. The inspo picture has some lanterns. These are just decorative in the game, so I make sure we have enough light in the room. Can't forget the balcony. This floor is dedicated to cooking, and the visible parts have light wood flooring and a soft yellow kitchen with an orange fridge. I hope we would find every item we need in the game. I would like to use the same counters throughout the whole build. You know, we can pretend that it was already built in and no one needed a renovation for now. The cabinet seems to be placed in 2 rows, and there is some kind of a light strip under like a third of them. The hanging utensils feel important, and there are a few options in the Sims. The tiny living one is my favorite. The antique teapot was my next thought, but actually the vintage set fits in better. What a shame that it doesn't exist in orange. I know that there's no sink in the original picture, but it would be nice to fit one in. Oh, but then we won't have any prep space in the kitchen. Scrap that idea. Between important elements like the green rug and hanging lights that need to be as close as possible to the picture we based it on, there's enough space for a banquet table. Sometimes it's hard to choose a simple thing like a chair. Some of them are too orange, some of them are not orange enough. Let's clutter up this space and try to tie it together. Here in the entrance we could have some place to drop things down, maybe take a seat while you take off your shoes, and the balcony only has a garden chair with a table and some flowers. The top floor is the so-called music room. The focus point is the piano, and the portrait that sits on it reminds me the one from the vintage glamour pack. I'll make it smaller so it looks like it's just leaning against the wall. There should be a lamp, some flowers, the records on the wall, luckily we have some in the high school years, and an angular clock. I used the menu to mimic the music stand. The last thing that is visible on the picture is a nice bookcase. We also need to find a space for a bedroom. I'm separating it for privacy reasons. Although the stairs lead right into the bedroom, so What privacy? Let's continue with the vintage glamour style to create a sitting area. A fireplace would be nice, but it's probably not a common in apartments. I'm perfectly happy with the fake one. Look, we can even put candles in, so we have a little fire. The resident is playing the violin on the balcony, but I'd rather store it inside and leave the balcony empty. It's not a good idea to put a mirror against the door according to Feng Shui. And do we want to get this dark? Luckily, I found a better solution, and we can even give some color to the bed to match it with the painting. Lovely! Some decorations, and a TV. We are halfway through, so hang in there! The focal point of this room is the bed with red bedding. I'm choosing the more modern one. It's easier to pick a bedside table that matches. It also gets a bit of a luxury vibe, hence the lamps. But the giraffe would be too much. The walls look more like blue on the picture, but I really like this deep greenish grey. They have some kind of a photo collage, but none of the Sims ones feel quite right. One is too oriental, the others don't have the right colors, so I'll stick with the travel one. There is one open book on the bed, we just need to lift it up and the bed will still stay functional. The inspo picture has some bookcase on the side, and I'm just improvising with the pictures above. They fit into our color scheme. Some decorations including a mirror, and we can work on the kitchen. I wanted some kind of a stone backsplash, and since cabinets don't look that good with the stairs being there, I tried the Home Chef Hustle shelf. I would rather have it cleaner with less visual clutter if we already have the stone pattern. We can fit the dining table right next to the window. It's boring when it's all neutral, isn't it? The red chairs are better. We need something to do here, but the massage chair is too big. So this sim can be an artist. And it seems like they also love to read. Luckily, we have an egg chair and also the stack of books already in the game, just waiting for us to pick them. I'll add some more books. The next balcony has just a single chair, and the room is obviously carpeted. I don't know if it's safe with the fireplace built in the middle of the room, but I just follow a picture. We need a black dresser with a huge gramophone on top. To make sure it works, I won't make it bigger. The one thing that really stands out here is the sofa. Or does this sectional piece have its own name? Oh, I have changed the fireplace so it's more elegant and the dresser to be more petite. Since we have all the necessary rooms and the person living here is apparently a bookworm, we should use the remaining space to create a personal library. I was thinking about a built-in desk or another sectional, and we need the place to actually sit down and read, so it's a given. And the desk can still fit into the living room. And the last apartment. We know that we will have some pets here, so we need a bigger bathroom to have a bathtub for the dog. The walls are yellow again, but a deeper, more saturated color this time. This floor is dedicated to flowers, but I definitely won't be able to replicate the flowers from the inspo picture, so I will just choose the ones I will like the most. The furniture is not really matching. The bookcase is too fancy and too different wood color. Remember, the whole building is a combination of contemporary and elegant, but here a simple college room bookcase won me over. The balcony is filled with plants, different kind, some of them are overlapping, the bigger ones at the back and the smaller ones in the front. It's almost impossible to not repeat any of the plans throughout this build, so I hope you don't mind. The kitchen will be really simple, just in this corridor. But I can't put the fridge on the other side, it would block the entrance. They can eat their meal from this bench. And before we move up, here's the bathroom. We can't really see the floors on the picture, so I will make them the same. The couch is bright yellow and the university one is the brightest, but it's a bit of a stretch. I go for style. A nice round-edged coffee table and more plants. You know, these two really go together, the bookworm with the plant lover. I was just getting confused because of the pets. Not all plants are safe to have around them, but it did not stop me. It's just a game after all. We need some pet stuff around, like bowls, a scratch post, a smaller and a bigger pet bed, a cat toilet. To be honest, I'm getting a little bit tired of doing this voiceover, so if you're still here, show me some love with a like and a comment, please. This time there will be no walls separating the living area from the bedroom. I decided to try a divider. I stacked them up for more privacy. And we still have some free space for an activity. I have no idea why the karaoke machine was my first thought, but it doesn't really suit our story. A chess table has more class. We need a dresser, something on the wall behind the bed, and I'll see you at the final tour. It's almost impossible to make a final tour the way I used to do it because of all the narrow spaces and that we have multiple floors. And the higher I go, the crazier the camera movement gets. So, just a quick recap. And if you like this building, feel free to download it from the gallery. My ID is Rieta R. Okay, this one really took a long time, but I hope it was worth it. I know that we have some unfinished series on this channel, but I still decided to start a completely new one next time. It will be even more complex, and it's a popular one. So stick around with us, subscribe to my channel, like this video for more content like this. Thank you for hanging out with me, take care, and as always, be nice and kind to each other. Bye!